Right, hello there everyone, welcome back to James Redmond TV and welcome to another Redmond Roundup. We are back, we are here, and hello to everyone who has decided to join us on what is a marvellous day. And it's a marvellous day because your boy, you can actually see my eyebrows. I've got a trim. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Is it perfect? No, but I'm never going to be a 10 out of 10. But listen, I'd say I've gone from a solid 3 out of 10, and we'll say a 5, maybe being a little bit 4.5, can we agree on that, little spud one? Listen, we'll agree on that, why not? But welcome back to the Redmond Roundup. Shout out to everyone. We're nearly at 39,000 subscribers, which makes it even closer to 40,000 subscribers. So just honestly, thank you so much for everyone who's been supporting. And yeah, let me shut up and let's get into today's Redmond Roundup. So as we all know, Liverpool are out of the Champions League. And it's been 2 days since Liverpool have been knocked out of the Champions League, right? And it's been one of them little thoughts about it. And I've been thinking, like, I am sad. And, you know, if you watched me instant match reaction, you'll know that I'm sad about the Champions League. It's the competition that I want to win more than anything. The only season that I didn't want to win the Champions, or the only seasons where I didn't want to win the Champions League over another trophy was when we never won that Premier League. The second we won that Premier League, I wanted the Champions League over the league this year. Well, actually, that might be a lie. Just because if we won the league this year, we equal United with the Premier League trophies and whatnot, and then they literally have nothing to say because they don't have more Premier League trophies. Well, they'll have more Premier League trophies, but not more First Division of English football trophies, league titles, let's just say that, and then obviously European trophies. We smash everyone in England, so it would have been nice to go a little bit further. It was ambitious to think we were going to go through. But I am proud in reflection of the way the boys at least played. Of course, you've got to take your chances. And that's where a lot of my frustrations came from the game. It came from the fact we never took our chances. And Real Madrid, you know, when they've got the midfield that they've got. And actually, shout out to Nacho Fernandez and why is it Militao? His name was like leaving me head there. I was like, no, come back, Militao, Militao. Someone who we were linked with, someone who in January, apparently Real Madrid weren't too keen, but because they started having centre-back issues, and, you know, rightly so, because now look at them, they never have Ramos, they never have Varane, and they were sound. They were absolutely sound. They were compact. Modric is better than ever. Toni Kroos is just boss. Casemiro, absolutely world class, proper winds up merchant, proper dickhead, but he is just belter of football. And at the end of the day, Zinedine Zidane, season on season, is impressing me more as a manager. And it's not that he weren't impressing me anyway. It's Zinedine Zidane, and why the fuck would that legend care about what I think about him? But what I'm basically trying to say is, you can see he's becoming a better coach, and these experiences are benefiting him as a young manager. So I wanted to just basically reflect on the Champions League as we are now out, but there is still 4 teams remaining. The fixtures being Real Madrid versus Chelsea and PSG. Wait, is it PSG versus Man City? Yeah, PSG versus Man City. I was seeing who was at home. So who will win the Champions League 2021? Massive question. Bayern Munich, the winners are already out, by the way, which, not going to lie, very surprised about, but also you can't be surprised about, because even though Mauricio Pochettino, right, let's talk about PSG first, because they're the sort of big talkers, do you know what I mean? Mauricio Pochettino, he's came into PSG, he's done an okay job, but you can't say he's done a job at, for example, Tuchel. Look at what Tuchel's done at Chelsea. He's gone way beyond expectations of what we thought was possible for Chelsea, this season at least. But then Pochettino, we all thought he was going to go in. They were going to win every game. They were going to be Champions League contenders. And we were right about some of that. But we were wrong about the league, the second in the league. And that's not a place where PSG familiarise themselves with when it comes to the First Division of French League football. And I think it's Lille who are above them. Pretty insane when you put it into context, because at the end of the day, the bare minimum that the PSG manager should be doing is getting first place. However, if there was going to be a season where Pochettino weren't going to get first place, I'm sure it can be the season if you won the Champions League. Now, that's very possible, because it seems like this PSG team, at least from my eyes, and I can only talk about my opinion, let me know what you think in the comments down below, they look like they've got a different hunger. They look like they've got a different sort of, just a different zest about them now. So what I mean is, Mbappe, you can see him this year, he's gone up a level. Neymar, very much certainly in his prime, very much certainly should be talked about more. But you can see that Champions League final last year, you can see it got to him. And I've always not belittle Neymar. I've got no reason to belittle. He's a world-class player, one of the best in the world. But the reason why I've never probably gave him the title of the best player in the world, and listen, not many people value my opinion on who's the best player in the world, which is absolutely fine. But I've done it because, one, there's a name called Sadio Mane. But serious. It's because he doesn't do what he done in them 2 legs against Bayern. He needs to do week in, week out to be clear. He's got the skill set. The thing is, there's many players in the world who have got the talent to be the best, and Neymar may just very well surpass all of them when it comes to talent of what he can do on the ball. But I look at what you do on the pitch and what he done against Bayern Munich. They're the moments, they're the things that make him the best. They're the things that he's done for Brazil, because obviously he's had a few injuries for Brazil. There's context with everything. Look at Barcelona and how crap they've gone since Neymar's left. But still, though, like, even if there's things that's not gone for him, there's things that he could have done more. You know, you hear all the little things about, like, how he leaves some games. And I think there might be a little bit of substance, but that's just me guessing. Doesn't take anything away from his talent. But on the topic of PSG, on the topic of Neymar, on the topic of Mbappe, there was another game, Dortmund and Man City, basically, and Man City obviously ended up going through, which I was devastated about because I would have loved Dortmund to make a little run. But Phil Foden, who has another great game, by the way, calls out Mbappe on Twitter, except it weren't Phil Foden. It was more so his adversaries or his social media team of who controls his Twitter. And that's one of the conversations that came out of the weekend recently, is basically, the midweek football recently. It's one of the topics that came out in terms of the amount of players who have a social media team obviously isn't great. And if you didn't see the tweet, basically, Phil Foden just said something along the lines of, I'm better than you. Nah, it weren't even that. He said, like, Mbappe, he basically called out Mbappe. It was one of them snide sentences, like, Mbappe, where are you now? Justin Bieber settings. It weren't that word for word, but it would have been on the screen. And that's what he was implying. He was implying Mbappe, bring the smoke. Do you get what I mean? But it weren't Phil Foden. It was his team. Obviously, now I think his social media team's being sacked, but still, the storyline that creates, I enjoyed that storyline. And PSG Man City is going to be a very, very good game. They're 2 of the best young talents in world football. And I feel like the reason why Foden maybe isn't in that conversation is because he's in a team where he's not the star. Mbappe and PSG, he's very much the star. Him and Neymar are the stars of that team. Man City, you've got De Bruyne. You've got Aguero, obviously he's leaving, but you've still got Aguero. Foden's came more into light recently, but then you've still got Sterling above him. Whether you think he's better or not, and I think Foden is a much better player technically than Sterling. Not in terms of what he's done, but in terms of what I see week in, week out. I think Foden right now is a better player than Sterling. But it's about credit in the bank, and I feel like Phil Foden now, with the records he's got against the bigger teams, with how he's performing on a Champions League level, now we're seeing these topics being talked about, and rightly so, because he should be in that conversation with Mbappe, with Haaland. And why is Haaland and Mbappe a conversation? One's a striker and one's a winger, more so. Yes, he can play striker, but Haaland's a better striker than Mbappe is. But then Mbappe is a better winger than Haaland is. But then Foden, he can play on the wing very, very well, by the way, and he can also play in the 10. So we talk about all these, but let's start getting Foden in that conversation, man. He's 20. He's 20, he's tearing up the Premier League. So that's one reason why this game intrigues me. Let me tell you another one. You've got 2 of the best playmakers in world football, world universal history, in Kevin De Bruyne and Neymar. This, in my opinion, is probably the 2 best players in world football right now, going head to head. That's the way I see it. I think De Bruyne's the best player in world football. But this fixture could very well change my mind on that. Neymar can say, no, James, shut your mouth. He can say this in Portuguese. He can say, no, James, shut your mouth. Shut your scouse fat head, and I will prove you wrong, just like I did against Bayern Munich. And if he does that, boss, that probably will make me change my mind in that opinion. But right now, the consistency that De Bruyne has, you see how much Man City miss him when he's not there. It's just one of them things that you need to talk about it, and you need to talk about that little rivalry that's going to be going on. So a score prediction, well, it's not going to be a score because there's still 2 legs to go, but who I think is going to go through, I think City will go through this fixture. I'm not going to lie to you, I see City being one of the participants in the final. I think they'll have enough overall to beat PSG, but it doesn't mean by any means that I think that PSG won't put up a fight. I'm absolutely sure they'll put up a fight, and that'll be a great game. But Man City will go through the final with, for me at least. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. And then the other fixture is Real Madrid and Chelsea. Probably going to shock a few people here. Real Madrid knocked us out. Chelsea knocked Porto out, but lost to Porto in the second leg 1-0. I'm going to go with Chelsea. And I know people are probably going to raise an eyebrow or two, like, James, they've just lost to West Brom. They've just lost to Porto. Like, what do you mean? Real Madrid, they've just beat Barcelona. And Barcelona have been in great form recently in the league. Real Madrid whitewashed them. Whitewashed Liverpool. No problems. What do Chelsea have that Real Madrid don't? Real Madrid have got a better midfield. They've got a more informed attack, you can say, because let's be honest, Timo Werner isn't really coming up with the goals, and the only one who really is for Chelsea is like Mason Mount. He's the one ticking things together, and the team's playing better. But still, though, do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, I feel like Real Madrid have just got them players where they can break Chelsea. I'm going with Chelsea, though, and let me tell you why. Chelsea have got that thing right now where they've got a great defence, and not just a great defence, they've probably got the best defence in the league. Now, whether that's system or individuals, it's system, by the way, it's still the fact. It's still the fact that Thomas Tuchel has came in there and he's gone, right, let's get this back line compact while we've got it. Let's just cruise through this season as we can, and then boom, boss. Except he's not only cruising, he can't lose, or it's very unlikely to beat him because he concedes very few goals. And Chelsea have still got the quality, even though they're not as in form, to score goals at the other ends of the pitch. I just think it's going to be too hard for Real Madrid to break down. I think they might get a bit frustrated, even though they've got massive experience in that team. I feel like Thomas Tuchel's bringing something new to the game now, and I feel like, especially this season, it's just a very hard task to beat Chelsea. So I actually see an all-English final. It's not actually what I want. I'd love to see PSG Real Madrid, or I'd love to see PSG Chelsea, or whatever. But I do think it's going to be Chelsea Man City. And who do I think will win the Champions League? I'm not too sure. I think if, right now, thinking about it, I think Man City would be more likely to win the game. But like I said, Chelsea for me is the hardest. For example, would I rather Chelsea or Man City in a final? I'd rather have Man City. If I was Liverpool, and I would rather, right now this season, and so many people are going to be like, whoa, James, you're chatting proper shit, you aren't you? But I'm not, though, because hear me out. Look at our performance against Chelsea when we was in shift form, and look at our performance against City. Now, yes, without context, it tells us, well, James, City beat us 4-1, and Chelsea beat us 1-0, or 2-1, whatever it was. I think it was 1-0. Even though that's true, we were dreadful for the whole entire 90 minutes of the Chelsea game, bar maybe a 10-minute display in the second half. Man City, we dominated the majority of the game, bar 20 minutes, where we just had a clusterfuck, and Alisson let in about 2 goals and we lost our heads. But we played well, and actually, dare I say, played better than Manchester City. But they've got the quality to be able to win a game like that, which is why I'm not writing them off. But Chelsea are just a very difficult team to beat. And I don't know, maybe I rate that a lot. But maybe I shouldn't. But I'm going to go with Chelsea. Let me know what you go with in the comments down below. I know there's going to be a lot of people that won't be happy with the fact that I've just said Chelsea to win the Champions League. But I just thought I'd do a little video on it, man. I thought, this year's Champions League, as a neutral at least, it's spicy. And I'm devastated that Liverpool aren't in it no more, of course. But I thought it was still worth to sit down and talk about it. But also, people, before I end this video, I need to send your attention to 888 Sport and a video we've just done very recently. Go and check that out. Top link in the description, and here is a clip. Grealish, right here. No, I'm going to sum this up now, because Jack Grealish actually plays better week in, week out than Bruno Fernandes when you look at overall performance. Football isn't just numbers, Flex, and I just need to tell you that, my mate, because as a playmaker, you can talk about impact. As impact, he might be number one, but we're not talking about impact. We're talking about playmaker. No, he's not in the conversation with them three. He's in the conversation with Thiago. That's what's going on. That's what's going on. You can bring up Thiago. We don't know about our team like Thiago.
Some
We don't
TR
know that
no.
team
Some
about
TR
TR.
no.
You
Go
can
back
bring
to
in
Bayern.
TR now.
That's what
But
it
you're
is.
the one who's
TR
getting this.
no. Get back to Bayern. That's what it is.
So people go and check that out. But thank you very much for watching this video. I really do appreciate all the support you've been showing. Shout out to all yourselves. I want to try and basically make this just a more regular show. I know recently the consistency hasn't been as on point, but it's getting there, people. It's getting there. So thank you for sticking with me, and thank you for watching this video. And I hope you have a good day. I'll see you all later. Peace out.